Dear all, today I will show you an amplifier. As you saw maybe the final thoughts about Petit, I had some sound samples. And if you remember, the sound samples were driven by this amplifier. So you could already hear how nice this thing sounds. As I like to look SnakeOilAudio, Thorsten, he did mention in a small side sentence, and the FM300A was the best amplifier I ever heard in my life. So, when I hear that, I thought, hey, interesting. Of course, I did it, I bought one. But this is not the original FM300A from the Swiss company FM Acoustics, because I'm not rich. The original was around 30,000 euro or dollar. It's a really expensive thing, and it has its value because the sound is really great. The Chinese, after some time, you know, the patents will kind of lose, will have no validity anymore. So the Chinese made a clone. So what we have here is a clone of the original FM300A from Switzerland. And this clone is so nicely built, so close to the original, that the sound really is very, very good. The interesting thing is, before we had the old Gen 845, a tube amplifier that with the best available pre-stage tube had actually a sound that is on the Petit close to the solid state sound. It is very analytical, but it is still a tube sound, warm and pleasant, but very analytical and close to solid state. This amplifier, it is a solid state amplifier. But the interesting thing on this is that the sound of the FM300A is very warm. For a solid state, very warm, has a beautiful mid-range, and it is so close that these two amplifiers actually driven on the Petit sound absolutely similar. If I listen via the old Gen 845 tube, or if I listen with the FM300A solid state, there's no difference. So this amplifier has a really great sound, and it doesn't matter what you plug to it, if it's an old three-way speaker, if it's a modern horn or the Petit, the sound is very, very good, very warm, has the body. The mid-ranges are very clear, they really stand out. Nothing is swallowed. When we go into the details, if you build an amplifier, let's say you need the parts like the capacitors, the resistors, every part you are using, or the transformers, they have a sound signature. Yeah? There are parts that are maybe a bit cheaper, and there are parts maybe more expensive. And it really depends on what kind of parts you use when you build the amplifier. So like, let's say this famous Japanese tube amplifiers by Shindo-san, he even collected parts from the 50s, from the old times, because he knew that the sound of these old parts is so special. So actually you could not even copy what he did with his old amplifiers, also now the new amplifiers, because he was still using old parts that are not available anymore. And in the case of the FM300A clone, obviously the people who built up this clone, they put a lot of attention into the selection of the parts they used. That means that the parts in this clone are selected as close as possible to the original FM300A. And that's the reason why this amplifier sounds so nice. And yeah, that's very good. So we have a look inside, no? It's practically never being opened. There is still the quality sticker, warranty sticker on it. So we have a look inside, and yeah, I will not need warranty at all. It's from China. You can't send it back. So, schauen wir mal. Schauen wir mal. Die Schrauben sind ja witzig. So, der Sticker hält. Toller Sticker. Das ist richtig anstrengend. The weight of it is actually 11 kilogram. Oh, wow. So, da haben wir ja wunderschöne Sachen. Nice. What we see here is a very nice layout. We have a complete separation of left and right. Two channels are completely separate. There is a really fat, nice toroid transformer in. There is Alps potentiometers for the volume. Here on the side are the transistors for the amplification. Nice capacitors. Looks very well built. I'm pleased with it. This is 11 kilogram beauty. 11 kilogram of beauty, I would say. Very nice, yeah. So I show you now more in detail what this amplifier has. You have two volume knobs in the front. This is very good because if you have a preamplifier with a very high output, you can adjust the end stage accordingly here. Or if you even have no preamplifier at all, you can go straight from your DAC or your CD player or your laptop, whatever, straight into here and set the volume with these. It's also very good because you can see the quality of a preamplifier, because you can play once without and once with preamplifier, and if you hear difference, you know the preamplifier is not good. It's a very nice feature. And when we look at the back side, you can see here again this separation of the two channels, channel 1, channel 2. We have RCA connectors in and the loudspeaker out. Connectors out, and that's it. A fuse in the middle. Wonderful. Nice layout. Yeah. So then let's talk about the sound. First of all, we have to close this thing. This is a bit too dangerous for my taste to keep it open. The 11 kilogram are really nice. This amplifier has 80 watt per channel on 8 ohm. If you have 4 ohm speakers, you will get 150 watt per channel. So you have 300 watt. That's quite hefty. How does it sound? When I got it the first time, I was not finished with my Petit. We know the Petit is a very analytical speaker, but it wasn't done yet. And I have here this old Cucumber, a Magnate from the late 90s, early 2000s. This is in German we say it's a cucumber. The sound is just tons of bass, no mids, and a bit tingling in the heights, a bit treble. It's an awful loudspeaker. It sounds horrible. When I hooked this FM300A clone to this old Cucumber, the sound was, I was completely shocked. What is going on here? It sounds classes better. Suddenly there was mid-tones coming out, and even when I just played it normal volume, my trousers did shake. You really can feel the power it has. It has a power. It can walk through walls with this kind of old speakers. You have suddenly a certain quality. I was completely surprised. And this is exactly what Thorsten said in SnakeOilAudio. It doesn't matter what speaker you hang onto this amplifier, it just sounds wonderful. Then when I had finished my Petit, of course, I had to hook it onto the Petit. You remember when the final thoughts of the Petit, the sound samples, this was playing. And the Petit is an unforgiving loudspeaker. It unwheels anything if an amplifier has a problem. This FM300A sounds fantastic. When I played on the Petit in the big living room, there was a sound stage so wide, there was dynamics, absolute fantastic dynamics, mid-tones, clear with body, so defined. We completely forgot when we listened to listen how does it sound. It just, the sound was so grown, so matured. We were just fascinated and forgot everything, just thought about what should I play next. If I would have to describe the characteristics of this amplifier, I would say, what is if Sean Connery enters the room? Would you think, what is that guy? No. When Sean Connery enters the room, you would just say, oh, hello. This is dominant. It has personality. It's clear. The mids are very defined. The sound is fascinating. You just turn it on, you listen, and you love it. It's so good. I am really happy that I got this. It doesn't matter which loudspeaker you will attach to it. It just sounds great. I plan to do an experiment. One of my commenters, the Dieter, he gave me the tip that actually the tube amplifier is also very nice on electrostatic on my Martin Logan. So I will try to do some bi-amping, because this tube amplifier, we said already, has a nearly sound like solid state. It comes very close to it, although it's a tube amplifier. And if we would try to characterize this solid state amplifier sound, I would say it's close to the tube. It has such warm mids. Also the three-dimensionality. Normally tube amplifiers give you a very great three-dimensional stage. This amplifier on the Petit makes a phenomenal great stage. I'm really absolutely blasted away. So I want to do some bi-amping between this FM300A solid state on the bus membranes of my Martin Logan Quest and this tube amplifier connected to the electrostatic panels of my Martin Logan Quest. And I will make a video of that and let you also enjoy it. Yeah, I hope you liked my little video about this FM300A clone. If you have questions, of course, ask in the comments. And I will give you a link to the sound check of the Petit final thoughts where this amplifier is playing, so you can also see this video how it sounds. Thank you for joining me and bye bye. Hey. Hat der jetzt nicht gefilmt, der Trottel? Nice. 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 Nice.